Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live with Roxy. If you were wondering how my internet's doing, still fucking nothing. Nothing. I have not solved, fixed, or anything. Nothing. So we will see how this show does today. Working on it, making my way downtown. Oh boy. Guys, a lot to talk about on the show today. We are jumping from pop culture to politics and everywhere in between. But before we do any of that, you guys already know what it is. Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mattingly arrest the cops who fucking killed Breonna Taylor. I guess we're not the only ones still talking about this because it's been 170 days since the cops murdered Breonna Taylor when she was asleep in her own apartment after being an essential worker, an EMT. And she was on the cover of Vanity Fair. And also she's on billboards all around the country. So, we're going to continue talking about it on this show. We're going to continue talking about it as people, and we're going to keep fighting for what is right, because that is right. So we'll just keep talking about it as long as they fucking make us, I guess. And by make us, I mean don't take action to do the right thing. Other things that we're talking about on the show today. Roger Goodell. Always love talking about him, Talk about the guy who always knows what's right. Do you hear the sarcasm in my voice? Just making sure, just checking. Can you hear it? Because it's there. Well, he did finally say that he wishes that the NFL listened to Colin Kaepernick earlier. In no shit news. Duh. But we'll talk about that. We're going to do a Big Brother check-in on the show today because I have been watching Big Brother, and I know a lot of you guys don't watch it, but I have not been able to talk about it with anybody. And it's my effing show, so we are going to talk about it. Wild season, very different. No worries if you don't watch. I'll make sure it's still understandable for all of you non-Big Brother people in the house. Kellyanne Conway announced that she's departing from the White House. But there was also some crazy drama, and I don't even want to call it drama, some stuff that went down with this. Kellyanne Conway's daughter put out a video about the abuse of her parents, and we'll be listening to that as well. Live Powerpuff Girls is possibly not live. A live action Powerpuff Girls is possibly coming to the CW. I'm a big Powerpuff Girls gal. A live action version. I'd like to throw my name in the ring right now. I could play a couple different characters. I could totally be a Bubbles. I need blue eyes though. I could definitely be a Buttercup. Let's be real. Yeah. So those are the things. Plus whatever you guys want to talk about in the super chat, in the Streamlabs, and all of that great stuff. Let's see. A lot of you guys talking in here about not getting a notification. I know sometimes that's been happening recently. I don't really know why. It's a thing, apparently. It's a thing. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. YouTube can't tell you who to subscribe to. What? That was baller. Today is also the 24th of August, which means that it is an Orange County Kobe Bryant Day. I know we talked about him a little bit yesterday for his birthday, but just shout out again. And I'm going to the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. One came in between yesterday and today. Car says, what are some of your favorite rom-coms? I've been watching a lot over quarantine to cheer myself up and have loved You've Got Mail, When Harry Met Sally. Ones I don't hear talked about that much that I really love are The Duff and Set It Up. I loved The Duff and Set It Up also. I love You've Got Mail. I love When Harry Met Sally. I love all those. I have a really hard time saying if you're looking for lesser known ones. I talk about what happens in Vegas sometimes. I think that one's really funny. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I like a good rom-com dram usually. Like sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, you get all the feels. Trying to think of other ones that are good that are more recent. Long Shot was good. That came out. That was really good. Crazy Rich Asians was the one that Steph said was her favorite. I loved Love, Simon. I think that's an amazing rom-com drama. I absolutely loved that movie. It was so good. So good. Trainwreck for other recent ones. If you call this a rom-com, it's kind of more of a rom-com drama, but About Time, that one was really good. It always makes me kind of tear up a little bit too. I love It's Not what is it called? He's just not that into you. Is that what it's called? Crazy Stupid Love, I loved. Yeah, He's Just Not That Into You. That was the name of it, right? The exception to the rule thing. I thought that was freaking great. These are all like kind of more current ones. I'm trying to think of other ones that really got me. I like watching all the Netflix ones. I think that those are freaking great. My Best Friend's Wedding. I love Julia Roberts ones. I think she's so great. Pretty Woman, same thing. If you call Love Actually a rom-com drama, it's more of a Christmas movie, but I think that one's pretty phenomenal. Girls Trip was kind of a rom-com. Obviously, my favorite comedy of all time is The Princess Bride. That is a romantic comedy, so that would be the number one ever. Notting Hill, I was obsessed with back in the day. Wedding Singer. I'm a big Adam Sandler person, and I'm a massive Drew Barrymore person, so that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Hopefully that gives enough material. You guys, what are your favorite rom-coms? Let us know. Bryce Ratliff, 500 Days of Summer is my favorite. Underrated. It is one of my favorite movies ever. I love that movie. I'm going to rewatch that. I haven't seen it in years. It's an excellent one. So definitely that. Bridesmaids was amazing. Yeah, Jordy Duran, I agree. Great ones coming in from you guys. Into the super chat. Sir Joker says, hello, Miss Stryer. Hello. I finally finished reading this poem. Up next is the World Girls poem. The poems are going to be in my next poetry book. You need a P.O. box. Stay phenomenal. I know I do. But they cost money. Everything in life motherfucking costs money. Money. It all costs money. That sounds like a Phoebe Buffay song, right? Maybe I just jacked her shit. Didn't that sound really much so? Like, is that actually a song of hers? We will never know. Maybe she wrote it and then incepted it into my mind. Okay. Well, that would be strange. Serendipity. Good one, Elijah. Totally. All right. So going into some of these things that we're talking about today, I guess let's talk about the Kellyanne Conway stuff. Just leaving the White House. This is kind of wild. And before I even saw that she was leaving the White House, I was looking on TikTok and I think Perez Hilton was the one who posted this video. I don't think he was the initial poster of the video, but he is where I found it. God, I wonder. Yeah, I did save it. It's a minute long, but this is Kellyanne Conway's daughter talking about her mom and dad. And I do think it's worth playing, even if I get demonetized for anybody who didn't hear it. So here we go on this one.
Like, they don't give a shit.
Hold on, rewinding.
Being their daughter, they don't give a shit. Like, they don't give a shit.
Talking about her
my
parents.
dad doesn't care about me. He's never cared about me. He probably doesn't even know my middle name.
Woof.
Which is really sad, but it's true. You know, he never really cared about me my whole life. He always belittled me. When I was younger, my dad physically abused me a lot. Right here in this very room.
She's sitting in what looks like a bedroom.
My mom, the same thing with my mom. You know, my mom got me arrested. You know, she's very, very physically abusive. Very, very verbally abusive. I've been belittled and badgered my entire life. And I just said this to them, you know, you guys putting on this whole show, you know, they want attention. So, you know, them putting on this whole show of them leaving, I guess, isn't really going to be effective. You know, I think they're just scared that I'm going to emancipate myself, which I am. I'm going to try.
So she says she's going to emancipate herself. That was the video that Perez posted. So that's all I saw or heard about that. But yikes. One of the reasons that Kellyanne Conway cited leaving the White House was her saying that she needed to focus on her parenting. I would certainly say so after. No, that was not recorded secretly. This is a video. I'll put it on silent, but this is what it looks like. So this is her talking and recording herself. So to me, that doesn't look like it's recorded secretly. Looks like she's talking directly to camera and people are coming in into the chat. But this is a young woman who's saying that her parents have physically and verbally abused her. And that is, I only saw it in that one place. I was kind of surprised that I didn't see it in more places or on the news more. But yeah, that was something, and it's sad about it. Really sad. Kellyanne Conway, she said she needed to focus on her family. So this article is coming from the Washington Post. It says Kellyanne Conway, senior advisor to President Trump and one of the longest serving aides, is leaving the White House at the end of the month. Conway, whose title is counselor to the president, was Trump's third campaign manager in 2016 and the first woman to successfully manage a presidential bid to victory. She joined the White House at the start of Trump's term and has been one of his most visible and vocal defenders. Conway informed Trump of her decision Sunday night in the Oval Office. So that was last night. Her husband, George T. Conway III, a conservative lawyer and outspoken critic of the president, is also stepping back from his role on the Lincoln Project, an outside group of Republicans devoted to defeating Trump in November. He will also take a hiatus from Twitter, the venue he was often used to attack the president. In a statement, Conway called her time in the Trump administration heady and humbling and said that she and George were making the decision based on what they think is best for their 4 children. She said, quote, "We disagree about plenty," about her and her husband, "but we are united on what matters most, the kids, our 4 children and teens and tweens starting a new academic year in the middle school and high school that will be conducted remotely from home for at least a few months. As millions of parents nationwide know, kids doing school from home requires a level of attention and vigilance that is unusual as these times. This is completely my choice and my voice. In time, I will announce future plans. For now, and for my beloved children, it will be less drama, more mama." Okay. Conway's high school daughter had drawn attention for tweets about her parents and politics on Sunday. However, she also tweeted that social media was becoming way too much, so she decided to take a mental health break. She said, "See y'all soon. Thank you for your love and support. No hate to my parents, please." I don't know whether that's a different daughter. Just yikes. Maral Gandhi says that video is from her TikTok live stream that she did. So then she knew it was being recorded. It just challenging to hear all of that. I mean, people always are talking about separate the art from the artist, or separate the politician from the man or the woman. Like we hear that with Bill Clinton all the time. Bill Clinton, who I think is one of the greatest presidents that we've ever had, may or may not, and seemingly may not, be a very good guy to his wife, to his family, to other women even. I mean, after watching the Epstein or hearing about the Epstein stuff, who the fuck knows? But can you separate what he does for the country? I mean, in her case, in Kellyanne Conway's case, I also dislike what she does for the country, but you can't really have the double standard. It can't be like, oh, you're only allowed to be a bad person if you're a Democrat. So, I don't know. That was really upsetting to watch with her. And I don't know if that affected you guys the way it affects me, but when kids are verbally and physically abused by both parents, that means that they don't have another parent that they can even go to. And at that age, you don't have much that you can do. And she's trying to get emancipated, she said, and that's the best that she can do. Yeah, Legault says it's easier to demonize someone's actions that you already dislike. Exactly. So, it's easier for me to demonize Kellyanne Conway than it is for me to demonize Bill Clinton. However, I don't know. They could be equally as bad people. I just like Bill Clinton's politics and policies. So that's challenging. But with her, with Bill Clinton, I don't know about the stuff with the island and Epstein, but that aside, because we don't know, it's one thing to mistreat your wife, who is a grown woman who can make her own decisions. It's another thing in this situation to abuse your child physically. It's just fucking scary and sad. And I hope that this family and their kids get the help that they need if, in fact, this is what is going on. So, yeah, just a whole nother layer to fucking politics and the situations right now. Insane, the membrane. What do you guys think? If you have opinions on it, let me know in the comments, in the super chat, in the Streamlabs. That's streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Also, before I move on to the next topic, just so you guys know, we are doing a World Girls episode today where we're interviewing RB3. I'm really excited about that. Robert Butler III. We are interviewing him because we are interviewing our entire World Girls team, and he is a massive member of our World Girls team. He's our camera operator and always brings the best energy to a set. If you guys have ever worked on a small set, you know that even though he's a camera operator in a small set, it's all hands on deck. So he really moonlights as all of the things. And he has been so phenomenal. So please come watch that. That will be tonight on the World Girls YouTube channel at 6 p.m., which we could not be more excited about. And also, don't you just want to hear that RB3 laugh? He is the shit, the best, completely obsessed with him. And we're going to be doing the same thing with him that we did with Cameron Rice, which is 21 questions. So if you have questions for RB3, then you can tweet them at the World Girls. Don't tag him so he knows, but tweet them at the World Girls or leave them in my comments here on this video. And I'll look through and see if we can add any of them to the 21 questions, or super chat them in or Streamlabs them in, all that stuff. Yeah. RB3 Weston, is that his nickname? I never heard that. He's just so great. And anybody who doesn't know RB3, this is a great way to get to know him because he's simply the best. Should I keep going? Thanks, Jake, for sending this. My favorite thing on the planet is the World Girls Twitter. I'm having so much fun with it. Too much fun with it. All right, moving forward, let's move away from the sad story that is the Kellyanne Conway situation and move into another frustrating story, which is Roger Goodell. Nothing about this man isn't frustrating. But what I will say is it's better to admit when you're wrong than to not admit when you're wrong. So he said that he, quote, wished that the NFL, quote, had listened earlier to Colin Kaepernick. So that's something. This article, although every major sports publication was picking this up, and more than sports publications, but this article is coming from ESPN that we're looking at right now, saying Roger Goodell wish we had listened earlier to what Colin Kaepernick was protesting. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell says that he wishes we had listened earlier to what Colin Kaepernick was trying to bring attention to when he began kneeling for the national anthem in 2016. I cannot believe that was 4 years ago. It feels like the Colin Kaepernick stuff was yesterday. 4 years has been like that. I mean, that is an insane amount of time. But anyway, Goodell was asked on the former NFL linebacker Emmanuel Ako's video series, Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man, what he would say in a public apology to Kaepernick. Goodell responded by expressing remorse about the lack of dialogue with the former San Francisco 49ers quarterback, saying that the league would have benefited from a conversation with Kaepernick. Quote, we had invited him in several times to have the conversation, to have the dialogue. I wish we had the benefit of that. We never did. And we would have benefited from that, absolutely. Goodell also said that the players kneeling is not about the flag and that their intentions are being mischaracterized. He said, quote, These are not people who are unpatriotic. They're not disloyal. They're not against our military. In fact, many of those guys were in the military and they're a military family. And what they were trying to do is exercise their right to bring attention to something that needs to get fixed. And that misrepresentation of who they were and what they were doing was the thing that really gnawed at me. Wild to hear him say this. The interview that I saw, at least, I don't know if this was clipped out because I watched it on Twitter, but it was like 9 minutes long. And you just watch it, and I can't help it because I already have these preconceived notions about Goodell, and they're there based on the fact that he has been such a asshat in the past. But I guess that actual quote, if I'm really just trying to look at it objectively, better that than him say, we still stand by what we did. And honestly, I don't believe that he's saying this because he even really believes it, more so as a publicity move, because everything he does is a fucking PR nightmare. So whatever. But I guess I'd rather this than him be like, nope, standing by it. It was good what we did. Screw Kaepernick or whatever the fuck. I mean, it's disgusting what they did to Kaepernick. It's disgusting that they didn't listen. No shit, Kaepernick didn't want to talk to you guys because you were being racist and fucked up. But at the same time, I guess I prefer you to come out and say that you wish that you guys had listened, because that's better than saying that you wish that you didn't, right? And if we want people to change, I don't believe that Goodell really has, but better this than the alternative, right? I mean, I guess, what do you guys think? Do you believe him? Do you not believe him? Do you think that this is a PR stunt? Weston says he sounds like he's trying to protect himself in case the orange in chief loses. Yeah, it's possible. There's a lot of major players in the NFL. And by players, I don't mean just people who play, like major components of the NFL that are big orange in chief fans, including a lot of people on my team, which is a tough pill to swallow, an incredibly tough pill to swallow. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Jake Yakoveta, our amazing moderator and person that is the reason that we're able to stream every day, who makes my lower thirds and tons of my thumbnails and all the other things that make him so fucking incredible. He says, I don't believe him at all. So if Jake doesn't believe him, Matt says PR stunt. Yeah. Al Moses says progress. It's a wait and see. That's true as well. And that I guess we'll see. We'll see if this is the start of him turning a new leaf, or more likely his actions will not match his words in the future. That's the sound that I make when I talk about Roger Goodell. And it's not like he was the only one that this was an issue about. Yeah, you guys are talking about the owners in here, like Jerry Jones and Stephen Ross. Totally. He's just such an asshat. Like, everything Goodell does, I'm like, again? Come on, man. It all starts at the head of the snake. So, anyway, all right, that's enough. That's enough on Roger Goodell for today. I do think that this is an interesting series, by the way, though. And I think it's definitely something that needs to be happening. The title is pretty brilliant, Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. It's conversations that we need to be having. And I love that they're doing this. I think it's fucking great. So there's a little bit of fuck yeah in there, like a tiny bit of fuck yeah. A little bit. Let me know, guys. Checking in with the Streamlabs and Super Chat. Nothing going on here, which is okay, because I feel like it's the end of the month and a lot of people are fucking tapped. I feel you. Rent is due in 7 days. Holy fuck. Woosah, my friends. Woosah, my friends. Let's talk a little bit of Powerpuff Girls, guys. Powerpuff Girls. I love the Powerpuff Girls. I think they're fucking awesome. I think it's about time for a live action series. And now when nobody creates anything brand new and it's all about nostalgia, Why the fuck would we not do a Powerpuff Girls? Why would we not? In my tweet, did I spell Powerpuff as 2 words? That's brutal. Why would we not do that? Why would we not be developing that? And CW is a great place for it. Sounds just campy enough. Like, what are you going to do? A gritty Powerpuff Girls? No, you want it to be campy. You want it to be fun. You want it to be very in line with like the DC shows. Not because it is a DC show, but just because that makes sense. So this article is coming from Variety. I think they were the ones who make the announcement saying Powerpuff Girls could soon fly again. Variety learned that a live-action version of the classic Cartoon Network series is in development at the CW. In the updated version of the series, the titular superheroes are now disillusioned 20-somethings who resent having lost their childhood to crime fighting. Will they agree to reunite now that the world needs them more than ever? The project hails from the writers and executive producers Heather Rayner and Diablo Cody. Oh, Greg Berlanti, Sarah Schechter, and David Maiden will executive produce via Berlanti Production. So it's a Berlanti production. Obviously, he's familiar with the tone of CW, just like I was saying with the DC stuff. Berlanti knows what the fuck is up. Like, Berlanti knows. So, yes. All the yeses. Yes. The original Powerpuff Girls was created by Craig McCracken. In that series, Professor. So that's just talking about the rest of the series. Yeah, and then there was a Powerpuff Girls movie that was in 2002, rebooted animated series in 2016 that I remember. But this is massive. This should be, it's Berlanti, it's Powerpuff Girls, which is a proven franchise, but now live action. It's CW, which does this really well, kind of similar to the Archie shows at the same time as the DC shows. It's just cool. I'm in. Perfect network, perfect place for it, perfect time for it. Could use it, definitely. So yeah, I'm in. On. I like them being in their 20s now. I like seeing what they're gonna do. Al says do not sexualize them. I mean, they're gonna be in their 20s though, man. Like, you're allowed to fuck in your 20s. I'm not saying that they're going to be fucking, still CW, but like, I think it's fun. Why the hell not? Riverdale it. Why? People are allowed to grow and change and become adults. That's what happens to kids. You know, grow up. Let's go into this Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn Caesar. Always leave it to Glenn. Glenn, you are incredible. Glenda, Susie, the good bunny in the house. Hello, Roxy. Love ya. As always, thanks for giving us another great show today. And I hope you and all the Rockstars band have a happy, sunny, and fuck yeah, news-filled rest of your Monday. And Draco, Jericho, and the Rockstars for the win. Roxy, SCN Live tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, I am on SCN Live tomorrow. So today, after this, I'm on, what the fuck is the name of it that Jen and Brad Gilmore do? Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to look it up right now, though. I'm going to be on that show, though, whatever it's called. Let's see. They email me about it. Twitch.tv/The Schmodown is where it is. It's this pay-per-view special that we're going to be on. So I'm on that with Coy from 3:40 to 4, but the show starts at 3. So we'll be talking about that then. And then after that, I've got the RB3 thing. And then tomorrow I've got SCN Live. And then I'll also be on SCN Live, I believe, on Thursday this week. And then also I have a couple other streams and announcements. Oh my God, yo, girl is working like so hard. Could not be working more hours. Like, holy fuck, working. Work. Totally. Also in the streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, Bryce Rat 1 says, just want to say thank you for doing this show and World Girls lately. I've been more anxious and depressed than I have been in a long time, and this has helped. Also, the ASMR video was one of the funniest things I've seen in a while. Bryce Rat, thank you so much for saying this. I know. I think a lot of people, the depression and the anxiety is really fucking setting in. I feel that as well. I go like this. I go through phases. And right now, today, I'm doing okay. Yesterday, the day before, so it's like this all the time. And yeah, just staying busy and making sure you keep on driving, and eventually you're going to get where you want to go, and we're going to be out of this, and depression does not last forever, and we do find ways to move forward. So you just got to fucking hang in and keep fighting. I'm really happy that this show and the World Girls are helping. The World Girls helps this show, and the World Girls both help me immensely. So I'm really glad that it helps you guys as well. John Darius in here. I'm not able to donate as much as I'd like, but wanted to say congrats on the new channel. It looks great so far. Excited to be part of the ride. Thank you so much, John. I'm assuming you're talking about the World Girls channel. Yeah, we hit 800 subscribers. We're going for 1,000 and then for 1 million. And we're halfway to the 4,000 hour mark. So we're going to just keep on trucking, so that hopefully we can monetize that channel, because we want to do so much amazing World Girl content. Our September slate is looking sick. We went over it last night for a while. And we've got 5 Wednesdays in September. You guys already know we do an AMA. And you know that we have our IRL episode, our in real life episode as well. But the other ones you guys don't know about, and they're going to be fucking gangster. So really stoked about that. And thank you guys for the support over there. Really, really appreciate it. I want to do an advice corner today as well. But before I do that, a little fucking bit, this much, guys, little bit of Big Brother talk. Okay. For those of you guys who aren't watching, this is Big Brother AllStars. So we know all the characters. We know all the players. We've been at this for a minute. Send bunnies right now if you are watching, because I want to know how many. We've got 126 of you guys live in here right now. Send bunnies or comment after the fact if you're watching this afterwards, and let me know if you're a Big Brother fan, because where are my Big Brother people at? This season already off to an interesting start. Basically, guys, there are 2 people who are like the old guard, and a lot of the other ones are more newbies, but I love the old guard. Janelle is my favorite player of all time. I'm obsessed with this woman, Janelle. She is a badass bitch. Shout out to Mark Woodbine and to Leonard Kim for sending bunnies. It seems like nobody else is sending bunnies, but that's fine. She is a badass. I fucking live for her. And there's some mean girl shit going on in the house. Like one of the newer girls is always talking shit, but then claiming the other girl is always talking shit. Nicole is like my nightmare. I'm just super duper not a fan of hers. But guys, this week they put Janelle and Kaser, my 2 favorites, on the block. And I also like Day and Bay, and Day and Bay are in trouble too. That's the side of the house I'm on. Nobody fucking else is with me. I mean, the fans are, but the people in the house aren't. It's just very frustrating. You ever watching reality TV and you just want to fucking scream at the TV and throw shit and be like, why can't you guys see what I'm seeing? Half of you guys are annoying as shit, and half of you guys are fucking amazing. And I love how Janelle takes everything with grace and like doesn't throw a fit, and Kaser too. They're just being amazing. Yeah, and for sure, Nicole's always talking shit about the other. Steamer, first of all, so happy to have you in here. For sure, for sure. She is talking shit about all the other women, and it's only the women. It's never the men. And she's for sure going to target Bay. 100%. We already see that they're targeting Day. Like, oh, Day says she's scared. No shit. It's the Big Brother house. They're all going to be scared all the time. It needs to, if Final 4 could be Day, Bay, Kaser, Janelle, I would be so happy. I also like Danny, but she chose the wrong side of the house for me. And just frustrating. It's frustrating that it's always like this men's game, and fucking Cody and Tyler and what the hell is that dude's name that I can't stand right now because he's pretending to be with Kaser and Janelle, but he's really with the other side of the house. I know. It's a lot of drama, but whatever. I'm annoyed with this season. I feel like when you're in the house, you don't know what's up. And there's a lot of girl on girl hate crime in there, and that's fucking frustrating. So now you have my thoughts on Big Brother so far. Some of you guys, it seems like you've fallen off and aren't watching anymore. Some of you guys are still watching. 3 females will be evicted in a row to start. Steamer, I know. And this is what happens. And just so you guys know at home, the big trope of Big Brother is like you can never start an all-women alliance. They don't work. And all men alliances work all the time, but the all-women alliances never fucking work. And it's like, God damn, why can't women support women? This is the same shit we were talking about the other day with the Alyssa Milano and Rose McGowan situation. I was like, what the hell's her name? I mean, there's this inner thing in a lot of women where they fucking attack each other. And it's like, why? Why? And Janelle's not doing that. Janelle's a woman for women. And Nicole is not. And it's so fucking frustrating. So, Glenn, BB is on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. I love this show so much. It's a big commitment to watch it. But yeah, let's see. Leonard Kim. Janelle and Kesar seem like stand-up humans, and is unfortunate one of them will most likely get evicted. I know. So frustrating. So frustrating. That's how I feel. I guess if it's got to be Janelle or Kesar, I want Kesar to go home. But I don't want him to go home. I don't want Janelle to leave. I want Janelle to run shit. And I love that she was like, don't backdoor me. Put me up. I'm a comp beast. Yes. All right. So that's what's going on in Big Brother. I know a lot of you guys don't watch, so I will move on. I know. We are still doing these shortened shows for the length of time that my internet is fuck shit bitch. That's me. Literally, whenever I'm trying to use the internet now, this is me at it. I'm like, you fucking bitches, but fuckers, fuckity fuck. Like, that's me talking my internet box every single day, guys. I wish you could see it. If you thought that I swore a lot when I was making Legos, you should see me with my Wi-Fi. I don't swear at them on the phone when I'm talking to them, but then I mute it and I'm like, oh, fucking shit fuckers. That's me all the time. But before we do get out of here, even though it is a shortened show, you guys know I love to do the Roxy's Advice Corner. Hopefully it helps you guys as much as it helps me. Also, I'll take any final super chats or Streamlabs before we do get out of here. I see this one from Glenn Caesar saying, Jericho, bring a bit of the bubbly to live at the Roxy. Maybe a fan of Les Champions can dream, can't I? I'm positive if I asked him to come on the show, he would. Jericho and I text literally every day. I'm obsessed with him. I love him. He is such a stand-up fucking dude. He's been so incredible to me. I know he would come on the show. So perhaps I'll have him come on next week. He's really busy right now with his Fozzy record and with AEW and obviously Schmodown stuff, just like so many things. The guy does not sleep, but I know he would come on the show because he like literally has been so generous and kind, and he like does everything for me. He's fucking amazing. I can't explain how much I love Chris Jericho. I love him. I'm so lucky that he came into my life. He's been unbelievable. Like when I'm down, he texts me jokes. He always is checking in, especially during this time of pandemic. Anytime that like something has come out, like where, I'll see that he's performing or during this time or whatever, and I'll like immediately message him like, so how are you doing this? What's doing this? And he always will take the time to explain himself to me or like clarify anything. He's been awesome about the Schmodown, excited to compete. Anytime I've asked him to do a promo, last minute or otherwise, he turns it in like that. He's always on time. He's such a professional, incredible communicator, responds to my texts immediately, picks up my calls every time, even if it's like, can we talk in a little bit? Like there's just nothing there's nothing about him that I can say other than I think this is why he's been working as long as he has. He is so fucking awesome. So awesome. Does not sleep. Literally will respond if it's 3 a.m, 6 a.m, anytime. I mean, he is truly the best. This is why he is the greatest of all time at what he does, and what he does is everything. Also, because I love him so much, I started listening to Fozzy because I was just like, oh, I don't really listen to Fozzy. I want to start hearing. And his band is sick. Like they are so legit. He is the best part of this industry. This is what you hope when you are me growing up watching TV and seeing people on TV and watching Chris Jericho and the rest of everybody that I watched growing up. This is what you hope they're like when you meet them. Exactly what he is. So I cannot say enough positive things about this guy. Like, to me, he is just everything that you dream. If you want to be in the entertainment industry, you want everybody you work with to be like Chris Jericho. He is the best. So yeah, ride or die. I am sure he would come on this show because, again, there's nothing I've asked him to do so far that he said even batted an eye at. He's like, yep, I'll be there this time. Great, there. Always, which is Just awesome. Sorry, that was a long tangent, but that's my ode to Chris Jericho and just how freaking phenomenal I really believe he is. And so helpful for anything like charitable and shows up. Gosh, I love this man. Did I say that I think Chris Jericho's the best? Because I do. Moving on. Lewis Cox in the super chat. Yo, 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 Roxy. You're always hot, even without makeup hot. And also, you're super awesome, too. Thanks, Lewis Cox. Yeah, it's too hot for makeup. She can't be bothered. Nothing on the face. Although I did put on moisturizer. So at least, keeping that skin nice. Got to keep that skin nice. Yeah. All right. So none of that was my... All of that was because Glenn asked me if he would come on this show. Yeah, my advice today, Matt Link, good call. My advice is be Chris Jericho. We could all use to take that advice to be more similar to Chris Jericho. I agree. I will take that advice anytime. No, that is not my advice today. My advice today is about being right. So what I'm not talking about when I say being right is about, well, okay, I'll just say what I am talking about to start. I spent, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there too, a lot of my life wanting to be right. Trying to convince other people why I was right. Fighting for what I believed was right. And fighting being the key word there. And something that I've really thought about recently is that sometimes you can't be both right and something else. So take a relationship. In your relationship, in your marriage, in your friendships, with your family, do you want to be right or do you want to move forward? Because sometimes it's not about being right. And even if you know you're right, sometimes it's about compromising, realizing that it's okay that somebody else has a different opinion and you still want to move forward with that person, not making that other person feel like shit, so not harping on something too long. And the same thing with politics. When you're talking to somebody who opposes you, like say, for example, for the BLM movement, it's not about being right. We know we're right. It's about figuring out ways to get as many people as possible to believe that Black Lives Matter, because it's not really a belief, it's a fact. And so when you go about it like, I'm right, you're wrong, that can be very off-putting. And instead, we need to be open to conversations and dialogues so that we're not right and wrong. We get on the same page. So it's not just with BLM, and it's not just with anti-Semitism, and it's not just in your marriage, and it's not just with your parents or with your kids. It's all of it. It's all of it together. And that doesn't mean that you should say you believe something you don't in order to move forward. But I just found myself, especially in this isolation, doubling down and tripling down, and trying to be right. And I don't really give a fuck that much about being right. That's an ego thing. And we got to check our egos. So it's not about being right. It's not about, if you leave the house, if you're dating somebody and you leave the house and one of you guys left the oven on and you're positive it's him and he's positive it's you, what the fuck does it matter? The point is somebody has to go home and turn the oven off. What does it matter who did it? It really doesn't. Even if you're right, it really doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't matter. So I don't know if this helps or if any of you guys are finding yourself stuck in the same cycles, because I've been in the same cycle for a long time and I'm trying to figure out how to break these cycles and what I can do on my end, because we can always do more to be the best me that I can be and how to not make the same mistakes over and over again. So as I have been looking at my life and trying to figure out what things I've been repeating that have not been working for me, this is a big one. And it has to come from my ego because I don't know where else it could come from. Why do I need to feel right? Why is there a right or wrong or a win or lose? Why do I need to be right? I don't. I want to be happy. I want to be in relationships with my friends, my family, my future fiance, whoever they are. And I don't want to be right. I want to be happy and I want to make the world a better place. So being right is really not important. So let's try to take that word out of our vocabulary, see how that helps in your friendships, your family, and whatever it is. And hopefully that is a decent advice corner for today. I'm seeing a lot of you guys. I think that this is hitting a lot of you guys because if you're like me, you fought to be right for a long time on the right side of history and on the right side of the relationship and right about this. The fuck does it matter if you're right? It doesn't help accomplish the goal. So thank you for listening to my TED Talk today. All right, let's see. Bear Hudson says, Jacob Blake was shot by police in front of his kids while breaking up a fight in Wisconsin. Please know Black Lives Matter. Please watch and learn. Absolutely, Bear Hudson. It's been a hard week for the BLM. And just in general, I mean, we're going to continue to talk about it on the show all the time. And I appreciate you super chatting in about it. Fucking horrific. Horrific. So thank you for bringing it up. And this is a safe place to always bring those things up on this show. And I'm really glad you did. And thank you for being so supportive always, Bear. You're awesome. You are really awesome. And you guys all are awesome. So as we get out of here, remember that you guys are awesome. And most of you are typically right, but it's not about that. It's about being happy and about making the world a better place and moving forward. So those are the things. Let's get out of here. But remember, today you can check me out on SEN's Twitch. I'll be on at 3:40, but the show starts at 3. And then you can also see me on the World Girls YouTube page tonight, interviewing RB3, asking 21 questions. Please leave a comment on this video if you have a question for him or about anything you would like to talk about. I would love to hear from you guys. After my internet situation gets better, I'll be back to booking guests on the reg. I just literally don't have the bandwidth to bring another person onto the internet right now. And all of that stuff. Yeah, all that stuff. Sammy in here says that because Sammy spelled like that is usually she, right? Please talk about the Ezra scandal at some point. I've talked about the Ezra scandal so many times, but I'm happy to continue to talk about it. This is fucking crazy. We're just not going to address it. Just not going to address it. But we can talk about it in future shows. Again, getting out of here. I talk about all scandals. If it's a scandal, I've probably fucking talked about it. This girl shies away from seemingly nothing. So hearts to my amazing, amazing rock stars out there. I adore you guys. I appreciate you. I would not fucking be able to get through this time without you. That is an absolute fact. To my incredible moderators, PLD, Paul Denuzio, Matthew Gold, Jake Iacovetta. Some of the rest of you guys are not here right now, but Billy Belford, Brandy, Vinny. I see you guys. I appreciate you guys. And to everybody who super chatted in, Streamlabs, comments on the videos, gives a thumbs up. You guys are the real ones. Much love. And keep on. Jake, I'm looking at you. Making your fucking bed. I know you can do it. I know it's tough, but we're doing it. See you guys tomorrow here live at the Roxy 1 and hopefully for World Girls later. Oh boy. Oh boy.